Good morning, boys and girls. John here, Mr. Forex Fire. So we did some voting last week where we are going to be changing the 4 hour zones. We're going to be keeping the ones we've got, but we also have fire swings, which was the daily, the weekly, and the monthly. So we put a vote out to see if we should just combine the whole list and put it into every single one as a 4 hour zone of a fire zone. And everybody resoundingly voted yes for that. So today's video is going to be quite lengthy. I'm going to pause between certain stuff. So again, the video will be long, but you will not see it as long as I will, because obviously I need to create this. I've got a feeling I'm going to be at the screen for a couple of hours at least while I do these zones, because not only do I have to refresh the zones, I've got to create new ones and create new alerts, okay? But before we're going to go into that, I'm just going to go into the Discord and we're going to take a look at some of the results that came up, okay, for the fire zones. And we'll just add a few things up. Okay, so this was the start of the new week, where it was the 17th, as you can see here, the Monday morning. So this is what we had. And we had one that came in straight away with a 1.21 and 1.9. Let's just get this over here. 1.21 plus 1.9. I got in on this one as well, plus a 3.34. So that started off at 6.45. Okay. We then had a setup that came in on the GU. It was a 2% winner. We can see here it clearly tagged into that. I actually was in on this one as well, plus a 2. And then there was a 3.41 tap. Okay, I got that secondary one as well. So it's going to go plus 3.41. That brought it up to 11.86. And then we had the USD CAD went for 1.5. Let's do this in here, plus 1.5. So the call outs that I got through, what I got onto myself, it came to a total of 13.36%. Now, that is if you risked a percent of a trade on each of the setups. I don't do that. Okay, I risk a minimal amount. So even if you can get part of what the overall is on that, you should be happy with that. Okay, so great result this week, 13.36. Okay, and what I'm going to do, I'm just going to annotate that. I'm just going to put this into here. And then we're going to get on to do the resets, okay, at 13.36. And I'm just going to get a hold of that, copy that. I'm just going to paste that into here. So it looks like I've just had a message in the Discord at the moment. Yeah, so I've just put in here that good morning to everybody. To bear with me, because the video today is going to be really long for me to put together. Colin, thank you very much, mate. No rush, it'll be worth the wait. Thank you very much. Right, so a big shout out to Colin. He's been trading with me and known me for quite a number of years now, to be fair, and he's a good trader as well. Let's come into our 4 hour zones. Okay. Excuse me. What we're going to do, we're going to get rid of the weekly zones. Okay, so that means we're going to edit the channel. We'll delete this channel. We're going to delete this channel. and we are going to delete the monthly zones, because now we're just going to add them all into 4-hour zones here. So the zone alerts I need to reset for the week as well. So you're just getting a scope of what I do on my bit of my work as well on a weekend. And then what we're going to do, we're going to go into trading view and we're going to reset everything. We'll just get rid of these. So we've got a fresh start for next week. Okay, so right. So we're going to come up, and this is the plan with this, guys. All of these we're going to run down, reset. And I mean, like I said, we had two setups on the Fire Swing monthlies. Okay, we've got a trade that's in here at the minute, which came in. It's in nicely in profit, and we also had a CAD Swiss franc, which is nicely in profit. But you're just going to be sitting on these for a long time because they are monthly setups, to be fair. So what we're going to do, we're going to go back down to the 4-hour, and we're going to look at the zones. Okay. And I think we'll just reset some stuff, to be fair. Just take a look. In fact, I'll keep these ones as they are because I've got all of these to reset. Okay. So we'll start with the CAD JPY. We'll just reset it and we'll get rid of this. And I'm going to look on a 4-hour zone. So again, supply and demand, we're going to go and pick this one here. And I'm going to do another video separate to this where we're going to call it, where is the liquidity? Okay, so we're just going to set these up right now. So we've got a template, bear zone, move this to the right, okay. I just want to check pricing, where we are at the minute, 90 yards, maybe to that, maybe down to this one here. So I'm going to choose that level there. And this will become our 4-hour bull zone. Okay, and the next step, what we do on here, we are going to set alerts, but I need to take what we call an annotation. So the process for today, as I do each one, I'm going to set up the zones, okay? And then I'm going to set the alert, then I'll drag it up into the top area here, then I'll move down to the next one, okay? So what it does entail is me going back into here and going back into the 4-hour zones, and that's the CAD JPY, okay? So what I need to do is I need to get the notation of this. I need to place it here, okay? Because we're going to be, in essence, changing the bull and bear zones. And when we do that, we're basically going the bottom, okay? So we'll copy the price here. And that's this bit here. And then we're going to go to this bit, copy the price. Copy it there, okay? And then we're going to go to the bear zone, copy its price to there. And then we're going to go to the top of here, copy its price. And I'll only do this a few times, guys, and then I'll pause the video and I'll just run through them and then I'll come back on towards the end. Okay, I'm just like sort of showing you, if you are following what I do and you're in the Discord, it's giving you an idea of how I set these up week to week, and then you can follow suit and do the same. Okay, so now we've got these set up, I can then come into here and I can plant that new, the CAD JPY, and that's the new one set up. Okay, so now I can see, right, we've done that. That's the new one added. I can come into where the old one was and I can delete that away now. Okay. And then what I generally do, I add a couple of emojis. So the guys, if they're looking at them and if they are following them, they can click the emojis as well. Not everybody clicks them, but it's just something I do. Right. So then I need to come in and do alerts for these. So this is where I go into the alert system. and I need to look for a 4-hour buy and sell. Okay, so we're gonna click the 4-hour buy, and there's a reason why I bring an opposite asset up. Okay, so we've got a buy, and I need a sell. Okay. So inside of these, we're going to be using a thing called message and notification. Okay, so if I'm going to go to the buy one first, this is the buy one. So I'm going to go to notification, and I'm just going to get this here. It's called a webhook. Okay, and that webhook, we identify it on the asset, or when we identify it on the asset, when it triggers, it sends a JSON message, which we'll go through in a moment. So I'm just going to right click in here, add an alert. I'm going to go to notification, and I'm just going to copy and paste that into there. And then I'm going to go to this message, and I'm going to copy this. The reason why I copy this is because it's a lengthy message. So I'm just using another one. And then all I do, I just make sure I change that GBP ORD to the corresponding thing here. So I just go card JPY, okay? And then I get this bit. So when it triggers, this coded snippet, which is called a JSON, okay? When the alarm triggers, the webhook, which is where it's going to identify and place it into the alerts of the Discord, it then triggers this message to go inside of that Discord, and it'll come up telling me it's the condition is a possible buy, and it'll read out the CAD-JPY 4-hour possible buy, wait for the close of the bearish candle, and then drop your vertical line on. Okay, we have our full training on this inside of the Discord. So what we've got now is we can create that. This is the alert set for that one. Okay. I can then come into this one, and I can do the same. Right click, add an alert. So then I need to come into this one because it's the sell. Similar process. Just make sure I've got the webhook correct. Go back into the message. Grab the sell message. Okay. Place it into here. And then again, card JPY. Okay. And then I just need to get that sell there, copy it, paste it into there. Okay, so now I know I've got the CAD-JPY cell. I create that. I know that that's set up. I can then come back into here, reset that, and this can be placed back up here. I'll then move back into the next one. Okay, I'll come into here, I'll reset the drawings, and then we look to see where we can place these. So just bear with me, guys, because I'm just getting a message on my phone. Right, sorry about that. So I got caught up with a message there. So what we can do on here, I'm just going to take a look. I'm just going to put one right here. Okay. And again, we just identify this. I'll do 2 or 3 of these, and I'll pause the video, that it means I can work through the lot of them. Okay. So this is a 4-hour bear zone. Okay. And then we just move to the right. So when it comes to liquidity, okay, I don't want to be too close as in the next swing. I want to let it breathe a bit. So that the next identifiable area is, yes, it's this one, but we get it to breathe to about here. Okay. Because as we can see, the price on this is actually bullish. It's going higher highs, higher lows. So we do need to give it a bit space to breathe. So I'm just going to pick that as being the ultimate sort of low at the moment. So again, this will become our 4-hour bull zone. I'm just going to get rid of this. And then I come back into the Discord and I look for the GBP JPY. There it is there. So for quickness, I'm just going to get a hold of that. and I'm going to post it into here. Now, as you can imagine, when I got to come in to do these ones, these are going to take a lot longer because then I've got to start writing out all this again. So because we've got the annotation, we can just do that for the image. I'm going to copy the price, and let's not copy the price, let's get to the low, copy the price, paste it, come to the top end, copy the price again, paste it on here, and then I want to do the bear zone as well. So copy the price, paste it there, and get its top end. Copy its price. Paste that there. And then once again, simply come into here and we do that. We'll get rid of the GBP, GPY, delete that message there. And then once again, fill these out, and then we can come in to start looking at the message. So again, we've got a buy and we've got a sell, so we'll do the buy first. Add an alert. We'll come and get the webhook. Come and grab the message. GBP, GPY. That's the buy, and then we create. And then we're coming in for the sell. Add an alert on the sell. Make sure we've got the new webhook. We'll paste it into here. We'll come into the message. Grab the sell. Paste that into there, and then we'll see GBP, GPY. Then we've got the sell, and then that's that one set up. Okay. And then we're going to come into the next. I'll do one more with you. I'll do one more with you, and then I'll pause the video, and then what I'm going to do is when I get to the bottom ones, I'm going to show you how I'm going to have to renew these bottom ones. So now we're going to go to the USD JPY, and then obviously reset the whole lot. And we'll just take a look at this. We'll get rid of that alert there as well. So USD JPY now. Let's just go to the top, see where we are. USD JPY. Just grab its notation. Put this in here. And then we'll do a zone on the top. Again, this is going to be the bear zone. Again, we're looking at this here, but I'm looking at this ultimate bit because, like I say, we've got a lot of consolidation here. This is like a push away, so I'm going to put this particular leg and put it equal with this. Push this out. And then this will be known as our bull zone. So for our bull zone, move it over to the right, do this, and then get the annotation. Put this over to here. USD JPY. Okay. I then need to get the bottom of the zone. Paste it. The top of the bull zone. I mean, this sounds as if it's boring and having to set it up like this, but believe me, guys, setting yourself up ready for the week ahead And you're seeing the consistency of what I got last week. I don't mind sitting down and doing this each weekend if it means I'm getting the setup ready for the week ahead. 1, 3, 1, 3. Right, so that there is complete. We got rid of the USD JPY. We just need to delete that. And then I can add my little emojis in here. And like I say, I'm going to pause the video, okay, just so it's not going to be lengthy for you. And I've got 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, 14. I've got 15 more to do, okay? So I'll be back in a short while. Right, okay, guys. So I've done pretty much all of them. I've just got 4 left. So again, I renamed this the 4-hour, the fire zone 4-hour, and then when these alerts come in, we'll be dropping them into the 4-hour pattern. I can get rid of this here. Let's take a look. I can get rid of call this fire zone 4-hour pattern. We'll get rid, yeah, we got that. So when the trigger, we drop them into here. Now I just need to go in to change these ones. So these are the monthly swings. So I'm just going to go into the monthly time, make sure I'm deleting all of these. So we'll just come into delete and we'll get rid of the alerts. We drop it back down to the 4-hour because that's what we're working with. Settings, auto fit. Okay, and then what I'm doing is I'm sort of zoning this out. So then I'm going to use this one here. And again, we just use the template. That's the 4-hour bear zone. And I'm just going to drop this horizontal line here for now because I just want to see what's over to this left. I'm just going to go what's below that line, to be fair. And I'm going to use this zone here. So I'm just going to get rid of that. Stretching this over. So there's a bit more sort of breathing space, if that makes sense. You'll see this as we come over. It's been some time since it was down to this level, to be fair. At least a few years from when it was last down at this level. It's tapped into it there. But then we've got it there. So you can see where it took time to tap in. It's been a few years at least. So I'm just going to put this over into here. We could easily use this level, but I want a bit more breathing space, to be fair. So then we're just going to rename this into the 4-hour bull zone. And okay, we're just going to make that to the right. And we'll stretch this out. And then what we're doing is we're taking an annotation. And also what we're doing, because we don't have one made up on the 4-hour, it's just a case of basically getting that there, copy it. Okay, we'll put this into here and we just need to change this first bit of name. So it's the NZD card. So NZD card. NZD card, we've changed that. And then we're just simply going into copy the price of the bull zone. So it's the bottom. We grab the top. And then we get the bear zone, the bottom. And then what we're doing is we're grabbing the top. Okay, I can then come into here and just see add that annotation that we've just done. That's added that annotation. That goes into here. I can then just put these emojis. Just put them in, and then it's a case of dropping the alerts. So again, we'll come into notifications. We'll grab the webhook, come back into the message and get that snippet of code, which is the JSON. Okay, we need to change this bit here to NZD card. So when the alert goes off, it'll give the alert title of it's a potential buy, and that's that setup. And then we just rinse and repeat, add an alert. We do it on the cell, get the webhook, because just bear with me, guys. Someone at the door. Right, sorry about that. So where were we at? Let's get rid of this. So we doing the same on the bear zone. Okay. So now we'll get the webhook. Just copy this into here. Come into the message. Get the JSON message, which is the snippet of code. This is the NZD card. Okay. Put the title of the message. Possible sell and create. And then that's that one set up. I can then drop this into the NZD card. And then we just have 3 more left. So again, I'll go through the process with you. We'll go to the NZD USD. We go up to that monthly because obviously there's the monthly to delete. So get rid of all the notations off here. We'll get rid of the alerts. So we've got a full reset canvas back down to the 4 hour. And then what I'm going to do is I'm just going to get this to fit into the screen. And then I'm just going to pick off my zone for where I want a little bit of breathing space, but then again, we've got liquidity up to this buy side as well still. But I'm going to be happy with seeing this one here is going to be my bear zone. Okay, I'm just going to drop the horizontal line on the bottom of that there and look to the left. Right. So do I see any sort of order blocks inside of here? Well, I'm going to see the bottom of that wick, to be fair. Okay, so I'm just going to get rid of that. Pull this back over, and this will be my area of interest for me to possibly look for buys. Pull this out. And this will be my area of interest, okay? Obviously, because we're pushing lower, so this will be the last point of true mitigation for me for it to get in on a possible buy-in situation. So we're just going to come into here, align this and say this is my bull zone. I'm just going to right click and put this over to here. Come back into here, and then I'm just going to go to edits. We don't have anything that is set up for this. So again, we're just using the last message. We'll do this, and we're just going to change this to NZD USD. Okay, and then from there, we'll just take the bull zone bottom, add it to here, take the top end of that bull zone, copy that, paste it here. I'm then going to come into the bear zone, which is on this top end. Again, the bear zone bottom, copy that. And I'm going to grab that bear zone top, copy that, place this into here. I can then get the NZD USD, which I need to do an annotation. Come back into this, get the NZD USD. And there we have it. We're set up on that. We can drop the emojis on here as well. Okay, come back into this area here. And then I just need to set the alerts. So again, add an alert. We're going to take that webhook, come into notifications. That webhook will, when it triggers, it sends this message without that content bit, because that's like the snippet of code. But what it does, anything that is inside the brackets, like this GBP, odd, wait for the buy, it'll do all this. But we know we need to change that to NZD USD, okay? And the message that it's going to send is all of this, but I just want to give it a title. So I'm just going to put that there, and I'm going to create that. That's that there. And then I'm just going to do the same when we trigger inside of this area here. So again, we get when the alert, this is the trigger point. It's called the webhook, and the webhook is important because it tells it what to do with the particular message. Okay, so again, we're just taking that snippet of code, we'll put it in here, change our first bit to NZD USD. Okay, and then we're just going to get that title, and it'll give it a title name, and it'll send that full message on what the appropriate action is to do. We'll just go to create, and then I'll just put this NZD USD there. We'll get rid of that there, and then we're coming into the last two, which are active trades at the moment, which we would have been in. But again, we are going to delete everything on here. Go up to that monthly, because that's what they were. Check for any alert lines. Take it off. Go back down to that 4 hourly. Come back into here and auto fit the screen. And then we're going to sort of pick out our 4 hour zones. So I'm going to have that one there for this. Again, we'll just come into here and we'll just give it the 4 hour bear zone. Move it to the right. And I can see the liquidity here. Okay, but I'm just going to look at certain points. I'm possibly going to look at something below here. Maybe at that level. I want to check the size of it. It's only on 20 odd pips, so I'll probably go with this here, to be fair. Mark it along here, and I'll have that as an area. Because again, we need price to breed. So we're going to come into this, and then we just pick out our bull zone, put over to the right. I'm going to take the annotation. Okay, we'll come back into this. We edit one of these. And this is the odd NZD. And then again, it's just a case of rinse and repeat. Copy price. Come back into this. We change the bottom of the bull zone, top of the bull zone, bottom of the bear zone, top of the bear zone. Okay, and then I can come into here and look for that odd NZD. There it is there. And then do that one. Give it the appropriate emojis. Okay, and then I can look to do the alerts in here. So again, add an alert. Coming into the webhook, put it in here, get the message. We want the full JSON snippet. And here, change our asset to the odd NZD. Get the title. Create, and then I can do the same with the cell. Copy that notification. Sell message. Go into message here, get the snippet of code. It's the odd NZD. And when you do this week to week, guys, it sets you up for the week ahead, you know. That's that set up. And I can put this up into here. So now we've got one more. Again, we come into this. What we're going to do is we know it was already in a winning trade. So I'm just going to sort of delete the messages, come up to the month, go back into any alerts, no alerts. I don't see any other alerts. Come back into the 4 hour, take it back into an auto fit. And then what I'm going to do, I'm just going to start drawing out my zones. This one here looks like a nice one for the bull zone. And like I say, I'll be doing a secondary video, which will be where's the liquidity. So I'll be doing that not long after this, to be fair, maybe in a few hours or so. And again, I'm just going to drop the liquidity line there. Going to take a look at people. We've got fair value. We've got liquidity here. We could do an order block at around about this level. However, we've got fair value here. So for me, up here would be the area. And that's quite a distance, to be fair. It's not really, it's about 80 odd pips. So again, we'll get rid of this. We'll get rid of this. Draw this out. Make sure we'll cover the whole of that area. And then again, we're just going to go, that's the 4 hour bear zone. Okay. And what we're going to do there is take the annotation. We're going to come into here. And what we do from there, again, we just rinse and repeat. We get the last message. Put this into here. Okay, this is the CAD Swiss franc. CAD's not the CAS, it's the CAD Swiss franc. And then again, we're just going to get the bottom of the bull zone. We'll get the top. And what I'll do after this, guys, after we've completed, I'm going to talk about the importance about doing this, okay? It is really important to stay on top of your zones. We'll talk about that in a moment. Once I know I've got this completed, and then we're just getting the top of the zone. And then that's that one complete. We'll get the CAD Swiss franc. And that's our zones completed. I still need to do the alert on this one. And then I can sort of tie off the end of this video in a moment. So that's all the zones completed now and refreshed. I'm just going to get rid of that. I now just need to do the alerts. So add the alerts one last time. Webhook. Paste it into here. Get that message. Okay. Put it into here. And it's the CAD Swiss franc. Put that into here. That's that one. I can now get rid of that. Add an alert on the cell. Again, in the message, one last time. Webhook. Come into message. Get the JSON snippet. Put this into here. Make sure we've got CAD Swiss franc. And then copy that. Put the alert into here. Create. Get rid of this. Right, so now we can get rid, we can put this CAD Swiss franc, where's the CAD Swiss franc? Okay. So we'll put the CAD Swiss franc up here. Okay. Now we can get rid of this. The fire sessions is something else that I do. So what I'm going to do, I want to click on here. And I'm going to copy link, and inside of the Discord, I'll share this here because now it's going to show people the 4-hour fire zones. Okay, this is the 4-hour fire zones drop down list. When we get a one that triggers, we drop it into the 4-hour pattern when we follow the price. Okay, I think I've just had yeah, just had a community chat inside the Discord. Tools. I go to the foot of upstairs. Been using TV for about 6 years. I never knew it was possible to do that in school, dear. Right, tools. Right. All right, yeah. On here, Colin, yeah, I see what you mean. You can do a watch list, yeah. And again, I can do in here, that is on your tools for harmonics. In your tools, I can do a watch list on here, mate. So I copy that, come into tools here, do this, watch list for fire for our zones, come back into this. If I go into this and copy link and I share that, my friend. Just put that in there so people can see that. I'll come back into the community chat. Just the one for the new 4-hour zones. This is in the tools for the 4-hour zones. Right, so like I say, when you come into the tools on there, you click on that, it's going to give you the 4-hour zones, the preview list, watch list. Right, so where we at, guys? After I do the zones and I set everything up, I'll generally run down the whole list to make sure I've got dotted lines on sell side and buy side. Okay, so we've framed up our supply and demand. So yes, say we tick all the boxes, yes. And in the next video, I'll go over where's the liquidity inside of our framed area. But for now, this is just about checking the frames and making sure we've got the zones and we've got the dotted lines for the alerts on both buy and sell. This has taken some time to build this part out, so I'm going to take a little bit of a short break after this video. And then I'll do the inside the liquidity because we've got 20 odd pairs to go over. So I can get rid of that alert there. Euro NZD, we've got double lines. We've got double lines on this. We've got double lines. We don't have double lines on this, right? So GBP odd. Right, GBP odd. I'm going to set this up over here. Okay. So I need to come back inside of the Discord and I need to look for the GBP odd. So the fire zones, GBP odd, GBP odd, GBP odd, GBP odd, GBP odd. There it is there. So I need to edit this and it's this bit here. So if I copy the price there, the bear zone low, paste it here. Copy the price of that. Paste it here. That's that updated. I also need to do add an alert, so I need to come in and look for a sell, so we'll get that one there. So we'll come in here, add an alert. We need to get the webhook, paste it into here. We need to get the message. And this is why I go over what I've done, guys, to make sure I've got everything reset. So this is the GBP odd, and then we just get that sell position title, copy, paste, create. All right, so now GBP odd, look for the double tracks. And double track, GBP cards, double tracks, GBP, GPY, double tracks, GBP, NZD, double tracks, GBP, USD, double tracks, NZD cards, we've got double tracks for the alerts, NZD, GPY, double track, NZD, USD, double tracked, USD chef, double tracked, USD. Right, so I don't have the alert set in a USD card. So I need to come into here, I need to go for a sell. And I need to go for a buy. Okay, so that's pretty simple forward. We're just going to come into here. I'm just going to see it on here. I'm just going to see it right. Add an alert. Get that notification. Get the webhook. Paste it into here. Message this here. We're looking for the sell. Okay. USD card. USD card. It's a 4-hour sell, so that's the title. We save that. And then we're going to do the same here, add an alert. We're going to come into here, get the JSON or the webhook, sorry, paste into here, message, copy, USD card, get the title, paste it in here, get rid of these. Okay, so USD card, USD JPY. We've got double lines on all. Okay, so I'm excited for this next week coming up because now we've reset everything and we're just working upon for our areas. Okay, fire sessions. These is just a different separate strategy. Again, I can come into here. We'll come into this. Right, so fire sessions will be included with that watch list. Right, so that's everything for this video, guys. Lots that we've gone through. We've done a load on the fire zones. Okay, the guys that are in the Discord, if you go to the tools in each section, you'll have a watch list for you to do here. You can see Colin, yeah, tip me hat off to you, mate. You've done that there on that. And I think Colin's actually done it on the harmonics as well, yeah. Right, so that's been the update for what I do on how I reset my zones, okay, and setting up my work for the week ahead. When it comes to next week, it just means I'm not sitting at the screen watching charts or watching price. I've got alerts, I've got a system, and when these get triggered, we get an alert in the Discord, and I look for the pattern, and I trade the pattern. So I can concentrate on other stuff, work related with regards to things in the Discord, also other strategies where we've got fire sessions, which is a time allowance one, and now we've got the fire harmonics as well. So like I said, I've got a fire harmonics drop down list on here, and there's been some great profits caught on some of these as well, to be fair. So that's a new addition into the Discord as well. So we've got the 4-hour zones. We've got the fire sessions, which is daily, which is New York, London and New York session only trading. Looking for one setup in the London, one setup in the New York. And we have the harmonics now as well. Okay, so that's the end of the video for this week with the reset of what we do. Okay, I'll see you in the next video, which I'll do in around about a couple of hours, where I'm actually going to run down, and this will take a hell of a long time. I'm going to run down the whole list on this and look to see where is the liquidity inside of our framed areas. Okay, so keep an eye out for that video. I'll see you shortly, guys. Time for a short break.